clear-minded statements any of my professors ever made, but I never forgot it. And what he was saying was that it isn't what people think happened. It isn't what actually happened. It's what people think happened that's important. Half of the Muslim world, they all think they're descendants of Abraham and Ishmael. Of course they're not descendants of Abraham and Ishmael. Of course they're not descendants of Abraham and Ishmael. If I took their DNA, I'll bet if we could figure out what Abraham's DNA was, maybe 1,000th, not 100th, but 1,000th of them might have such a DNA pattern. They're all conquered peoples who absorbed the mythology of their conquerors. So now we're all descendants of Ishmael. You know, that's the power of myth and poetry. Great storytelling can do that. And because people don't know, they live 30 conscious years and then they die. So they have no idea of almost anything. They come in like, I just saw a little child, I come into class, fall down on the pavement, someone run and pick that little child up. That child's 5 years old. That child knows nothing. 20 years from now, the child might know a little bit. By the time he gets to know someone, he's too old to make any use out of it. And that's the end. And then it's back to the beginning again. So when the poet comes along and makes these stories, it gives a foundation for people to hold on to. And it's true for them, even though to my mind, it has almost no truth whatsoever. Certainly some of these, I don't think the Jacob and the Esau, or the Jacob and his wives really is the origins of these tribes, but it's a great story. And it's so good that we might as well use it. So, anyway, so ended line 49, the drawing of the lots. That means they haven't conquered anything, they just allotted it, and the others have to go get what they can get. That sounds about right to me. And these are the inheritance which Eleazar, line 51, the priest, Joshua son of Nun, drew up at Shiloh. So this was a tradition of the shrine at Shiloh. Now some other stuff. Tradition, cities of refuge. So they took out refuge city where a person could run to when the blood avenger was after him or her. And so that they wouldn't have to, that their life wouldn't be taken without some adjudication taking place. They could go for refuge. All this is very theoretical and quite interesting, but it's probably not at the time of the conquest. So it gives some towns that become places of refuge, and if you look at them, they're some of the main towns that we've already just heard about. And in 21, the Levites now get their share of the inheritance, line 3 of 21. The Levites, the sons of Aaron the priest. That's really weird because the Levites are not really the sons of Aaron the priest. Although that may be the Levites who are the sons of Aaron. In other words, they have to be circumcised into Aaronites, which is probably what it meant. 13 towns. And again, it seems like 3/4 of the inheritance. 10 towns from all these other places. And look, to the sons of Gershon fell 13 towns. Now, Gershon is Aaron's son, but where's Moses? Doesn't he ever get anything? What happened to Moses? So all this sons of Gershon, line 27, all these towns that the Aaronite clans get, line 9 of chapter 21. I mean, I don't think any of this is fair at all. Not to the Moses. What, Moses doesn't get anything? His descendants are just wiped away? Anyway, the towns also, line 42, they have the pasture land attached to it. That goes with the towns, line 42. Okay, so again, we don't know. I can't tell you what actually happened. Now here's some weird stuff here at the very end. I told you there'd be some stuff here at the end. Something about the Reubenites, Gadites, and Manassites that I don't know if it's at the end of this book or Judges. We'll see. Joshua discharges them. Says, "Oh no, they did okay. You faithfully did your job. You can go back now. You helped. You did everything. The campaign lasted a long time. line 22, 3, 4, etc. But you should practice the commandments and so on. So again, here's another version of things from the Reubenite Transjordan tribes. By the way, the people in Jordan should be worried, because if the Jews really went according to the Bible, they'd be across Jordan too. And they wouldn't have let the British administration divide up the country after World War I in the way that they did, and chop 2/3 of it away and give it to the emir of Mecca for services rendered in the First World War. They would have not allowed. They wouldn't have accepted that. But now the whole world, as I said, poetry is true in history. The whole world just says, "Oh, Jordan's a fact." How is Jordan a fact? Only because the British Mandate authorities gave Jordan to a friend of theirs. It's only been in existence for, well, maybe 80 years. It's a lot now, but at the time when all this was going on, it was only in 1947, all the warfare, it was only in existence 25 years. Who said, why is Jordan a legitimate country and Israel isn't? I'd like to know. How come no one ever goes to the UN and says, Jordan, you have no right to exist? You follow what I'm saying? How come? How come? How come? Because people are absolutely idiotic. And poetry is true. The simple fact is much more important to them than the complex fact. The complex fact is all this here. The simple fact is, oh, Jordan is a country. It's a recognized country. It must be a legitimate country. Iraq, again, another country that the British created out of the multiple facets, as we now see. 3 groups of people that absolutely hate each other. Why is it sacrosanct that Iraq exists? Who put down this law in the universe that Iraq is a sacred place? Why can't the Kurds have their country? Why can't the Shiites have their country? So on and so forth. Any case, here is the presentation of the Transjordanites. Joshua discharged us. We were fine. We did our service fine. So, line 9, they went home. They went back to the land of Gilead. This area, by the way, is called Gilead, across in that area where I circled in Transjordan. I'll write it on the board here. Gilead. I think that actually is Gad with God mixed into it, you see? Same way Yehuda, Judah, is sort of like, or Yehuda, is like Yahweh with a D added into